So hey friends, I wanted to do a little update on my e-bike Zippy.
She's lost. She's lost on land again. They lost my friend. Lost on land again.
So a lot of times people will get a new e-bike or something and they'll do an unboxing and show you their initial reaction to it, tell you about all the bells and whistles and what it's capable of. But now that I've had Zippy for about 6 or 7 months, I've put about 300 miles on it probably. I wanted to tell you what it's really like and its pros, its cons, and let you know if I would do it again. So my initial reaction with this bike is I want to keep it in my van. I don't like to keep it outside, and I'm not going to carry it on the back of the van. Reason being, it is an electronic device. I don't want it to get wet, dusty, or stolen, right? So I figured out a way to get it in my van. Now I struggled with it really bad at first, but after putting it in and out enough times, I've kind of got it down to a science now, so it's not that big of a deal. However, from time to time, I'm tempted to leave it outside at night. I've got a lock on it. I can lock it to a pole or something and put a tarp over it, right? Well, the problem with that is this. Even though the weatherman says it's 0% chance of rain, sometimes it still rains. The wind can blow up, blow that tarp off, here comes the rain, and your e-bike gets wet. So my biggest fear is that the throttle, the hand throttle, if that gets wet, something might happen there and it might short out. Also, frost, it happens, even if it's got a tarp over it, it can still get frost on the bike, on the handles, on the controls. Dew also. And you just don't want to get it wet, right? So one of the things that I was most curious about is how many miles it would really go on one charge. I think it advertises that it'll do 20, but what I've found is it varies so much depending on what you're doing, how you're doing it, and where you're doing it. So for instance, if you're pedaling a lot and you have it on the lowest assist mode and it's really flat level ground, you're going to go a lot further than if you're not pedaling at all, you're only using the throttle and you're on a lot of hills and stuff. Also, the way this works is when you first start out, you're on full power. Well, after a little while, it'll go down to 3/4 power. And then after a few more miles, it'll go down to half power and then 1/4 power. So you might be able to make it that 20 miles, but that last few miles you're going to be going really slow. So the hardest trial I have done so far on this bike was at Lake Murray State Park. I went about 3.5 miles down the road to see my friend Brandon and about 3.5 miles back, and it's really, really hilly. So on the way back, probably most of the way back, I was on half speed, and it was really chugging along. So yeah, again, it totally depends on the hills, how much you're able to pedal, the wind, and the speed you're going. On another trip, I was just lollygagging around the campground. I wasn't even giving it full power on the throttle. I was just pedaling now and then. And I swear it went 10 miles and never got below 3/4. So just really depends on what you're doing. I highly recommend you get a little bag or something on the back of the bike so you can carry your charger with you. And then you don't have to worry about running out of power somewhere. But all in all, with this bike, I would give it both thumbs up. It has served its purpose very well. It's pretty reliable. I haven't had any problems with it. Seems to hold together fine. Nothing has rattled loose, even though I have been off-roading it. Now, this particular bike is not made for trails. It's got no suspension. It's really perfect for tooling around a campground on the roads. So the $800 question, I suppose, because that's how much I paid for it, is would I do it again, and do I consider it a good value? The answer is absolutely yes. I would. It has been a game changer for me. It's enabled me to get around, whereas without it, I wouldn't be able to near as well. So yes, I love it. I have really no complaints about it. And I do highly recommend it if that's something that you're looking for. Like I said, just something to tool around the campground. So I really wish I could go on a bike ride today, but it's just been so cloudy and drizzly, and yeah, it's really odd for April in North Texas, but what are you going to do? I guess stay home and edit a video, right? So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope whatever you're doing today, you are having a great day. Y'all, stay lost, my friends.